I'm Anil Kumar. In this particular video, we'll discuss how to find probability using Bayes' theorem. I'll be discussing two examples with you. Question number 1 is bag A contains 3 red and 4 green balls. Bag B contains 4 red and 5 green balls. One ball is drawn at random from one of the bags and found to be red. What is the probability that it was drawn from bag 1? So we are kind of doing a reverse calculation here, figuring out from where it came. All right. Question number 2 is, a man is known to speak truth 3 out of 4 times. He throws a die and reports that it is a 6. Find the probability that it is actually a 6. An excellent question, very common, but asked from my subscriber this time. Okay, let us see what these questions are really asking for. So in the first question, we have bag A and bag 2. So you could think like this, that we have a sample space here. Only 2 items in the sample space, right? So let's divide it into 2 parts. One of them is bag A, the other one is bag B. Is it okay? Now, the event is to draw a ball, and we know the result, which is a red ball, right? So we draw a ball and we get the result as a red ball. Now, as you can see, this ball could have come from source of bag 1 or could have come from bag 2. What are we trying to figure out? We are trying to figure out the probability that it was drawn from bag 1. So we are trying to link these two. What was the probability that was drawn from bag 1? Let's look into the second question. A man is known to speak truth 3 out of 4 times. He throws a die and reports that it is a 6. Now again, in this particular case, what is happening? He throws a die. That means this is my sample space. Now in this sample space, 2 things can happen. Whether you get the number 6 or you don't get 6, right? So one of the events is getting 6. The other one is not 6. Right? So these are the 2 events. Now whether you get 6 or you don't get 6, there's a person who speaks truth only 3 out of 4 times, and he says that it is a 6. Right, so the result is that we have a result as a 6. Now the question is, find the probability that it is actually a 6. That is, again, we are saying that this 6 actually came from here. So we are going back to the source from where this has come. So in these situations, you find that the sample space is divided or partitioned into 2 portions. We can generalize, it could be partitioned into more than 2. There's no overlap, right? So all these events which we are talking about, they are disjoint, they have no common elements. Now we know what the result is, but we want to figure out what is the source of the result, right? So in such cases, you can use Bayes' theorem and answer the question. So I hope the concept is clear. Now let us begin and answer these questions. Bag A contains 3 red balls and 4 green balls. Bag B contains 4 red balls and 5 green balls. One ball is drawn at random from one of the bags and found to be red. So the operation is that first select a bag, then draw a ball. What is the probability that it was drawn from bag A? So the result was that the ball drawn was red. We need to figure out the probability that it was drawn from bag A, right? So I'll draw a small diagram here to represent the whole situation. So that is our sample space divided into two portions, which we are calling as bag A and bag B, right? So this is our bag A, that is the bag B. So in the first operation, selecting a bag, you could select either one of these bags. So we can say probability of selecting bag A is half, and probability of selecting bag B is also half, right? They are equally likely events. Now in each bag, we have some red and green balls. So let me draw in the balls, which is 1, 2, and 3 red, and 4 green. In the second bag, we have 4 red and 5 green. Now probability of drawing a red ball, let's say a red ball, from bag A is what? Red ball from bag A is 3 out of 7, right? And probability of drawing a red ball from bag B is 4 out of 9. Since there are 9 total balls, out of which 4 are red. So that becomes the probability of drawing a ball from each one of them. And let us say we know that the ball drawn is red. What are we looking for? We are looking for the probability of this red ball coming from source of bag A. So what we are looking for here, that probability that bag A was selected to give this result of red ball. You get an idea. What is the probability that it was drawn from bag A? What was drawn from bag A? The red ball. So from bag A, we are trying to get the red ball's probability, right? So this ball which has been drawn. So that should be equal to what? Now in this case, the favorable chances are probability of picking up the bag A and then drawing this ball. So clearly it could be written as probability of bag A times drawing a red ball from here, which is probability of red from A, right? But we could get this from two different sources, correct? This could have come from either A or B, two different sources. So the denominator is probability of A times probability of red from A plus probability of picking up bag B times probability of getting a red ball from B. Right. That is the formula for Bayes theorem. So it could be more than one event also. The important part is that there should not be any overlap. Right? So we know all these probabilities. Probability of A is half times red from A is 3 out of 7 divided by probability of A. So the first term, right? Half times 3 over 7 plus picking up B times the red ball from B is 4 over 9. Right? So that becomes the probability. Now we could simplify this, and what we get here is, okay, so we have 3 over 14 here times, let's take the common denominator, which is 7 times 9, 63 times 2, of course, times 2. And here the numerator will get multiplied by 9, which is 27, plus this gets multiplied by 4 times 7, which is 28, right? So that becomes the probability. So we can now write this as 3 over 7 times 2, 14 times. This factor goes in the numerator, 2 times 63 divided by 27 plus 28. So 7 plus 8 is 15. 7 plus 8 is 15, 5 plus 1, so 2 to 4 and 1, 55, right? So that becomes the result. Now we can always calculate this result and get our answer. So we get 3 times 2 times 63 divided by, within brackets, 14 times 55, and that is 27 by 55. So the probability of drawing this red ball from bag A is 27 over 55, right? So I hope the concept is clear to you. That is how we could actually do the back calculation and find the probability. Now we'll take up question number 2. Question number 2. A man is known to speak truth 3 out of 4 times. He throws a die and reports that it is a 6. Find the probability that it is actually a 6. Now, as you can see here, an experiment is being performed where the result could be either it is a 6 or it is not a 6, correct? So again, we can partition our sample space into 2 parts, right? Where one, we can say event A, which is getting a 6. The other one is not 6. Do you see? So where we are defining an event A is that it is a 6. Number 6, right? Now probability of this event is, in case of a die, 1 out of 6, right? Not 6 means not 6, right? That becomes A prime by definition. So the probability of A prime will be 1 minus 1 over 6 or 5 over 6. So that is an experiment. Now, what is being reported? He throws a die and reports that it is a 6. And we also know that this person speaks truth 3 out of 4 times. So that means the number 6 could be reported by either telling a lie or by telling a truth. Do you see that? So in this case, so let us say probability for truth. It says man speaks truth 3 out of 4 times is 3 out of 4 times. So probability for not truth is 1 minus 3 out of 4, which is 1/4 of the time. Perfect. But what you can see here is the person can report a 6 either by saying truth if we already have a 6, or also by saying not truth. Then also it becomes 6. Do you see that? So there are 2 possible ways of getting this 6. The question is, find the probability that it is actually a 6. That means it came from here, right? So again, you're going back to finding the source from where we got the result. And in all such cases, where the whole space is divided into disjoint events, no overlapping, Bayes theorem can be applied. Does it make sense to you, right? So now, we can find the probability that it is actually 6. That means A event. Is it okay? Right? So that is what we are trying to figure out now. So it is a 6. That means it is truth. And truth of getting 6. That is what you can say, right? So it is a probability that it is truth and it comes from A, that it was actually 6. Is that okay? This is what we're trying to figure out. What is this equal to? Now in this particular case, to get to 6, we could follow this path, which is success for us, which is probability of A times probability of getting 6 here. That means he is speaking truth, right? 3 out of 4 times. Probability of truth. Multiply these two events. Divided by probability of A times probability of truth. Plus, if it comes from this source, then probability of not 6 times probability of not truth. That also gives you 6. Now, probability of A is 1 over 6. So we can write this as 1 over 6 times probability of truth is 3 over 4 divided by 1 over 6 times 3 over 4 plus not A, which is 5 over 6 times not truth, false, 1 over 4. Okay. So in this case, 6 times 4, 6 times 4, 6 times 4 will cancel out. So you get 3 in the numerator and you get 3 plus 5 in the denominator, and the result is 3 over 8. So the probability that it is actually a 6 is 3 out of 8. Is that clear? So that is how we could actually solve this question. So I hope you understand and appreciate when Bayes' theorem can be applied. It is a case where the sample space can be divided into number of events which are disjoint events, and where we are trying to find or trying to relate the result with its source, as we did in these two examples. So I hope the concept is clear. Feel free to write your comments and share your views. If you like and subscribe my videos, that'd be great. Thank you and all the best.